Hello folks, welcome once again to the most interesting channel you're ever going to find on Socialism for Us Media. We're all Socialism for Us Media networks are all owned by the same majority shareholding globalist banks. And I keep forgetting to put on my uniform, you know. I think I look better this way. But anyhow, I'm doing this whole video log here of everything that's been happening ever since we've been dealing with our insurance claim. Most of it's marked private right now because I want to make it more generic. If you watch these videos, you will find out that I went through a little bit of a round robin phone calls to the local authorities where I'm just not getting any real good answers at all. I spent a good half an hour at least today talking to people on the DEP who still aren't the people I need to talk to, but the DEP agreed with me, saying that they don't believe that the DEP would tell the local government authorities not to make sure that the rubble from the Helby building demolition is not covered, especially while they're testing for asbestos. Well, I had two voicemails, or a voicemail on my phone today from local Representative Kephart's office. She left a message. The assistant left a message saying that the garage owner was there filling out paperwork today. I don't know why he goes to the representative's office to fill out paperwork. If the representative's office told me that our representative only deals with statewide issues. But I kind of pushed that, and all of a sudden they're looking into this because the DEP is on it. And I never told them the DEP's on it. Well, I'm here to tell you, the only reason I told them the DEP's on it is because my local government, who passed a buck for me to have to call this Laurel Municipal Inspections Agency that issues the permits, told me that everything's on hold because I called the DEP, and I'm here to tell you I never called the DEP. In fact, today when I talked to the DEP, I was asked if I want to officially open a complaint. And I says I don't know yet because I don't want to, because I'm told that it's held up. Even though the DEP says they cannot stop the local government from doing things to make sure that that rubble is safe. For everybody, not just me, everybody. But here's the deal. The message says he filled out his paperwork and he's going to be continuing. They said he is going to have it covered with tarp and he's going to continue. I hope he's going to keep it wetted down. I don't know how he's going to wet it down because I don't know how he's going to get the water to do it. Honestly, if I was living in the red brick house beside him, I'd say use my water. If I didn't have the situation where I showed on the one video I have no protection for my spinal cord in my neck. And I canceled all the tests to see if it's worse than that further down, because we were going to get more tests because I was supposed to get surgery, but I cannot be in a neck brace with all this stuff going on. We don't even have furniture. We can't even buy furniture right now. We're being told by our insurance inspectors not to buy any more furniture. Why? Because that stuff's still coming over here. My insurance company knows it's still coming over here. The inspectors know it's still coming over here. Yet my local Representative Kephart's office said on the voicemail, I should play it. She said, so anything that's coming over to your house is not coming from there. Let's watch this again. Let me do a better job at it. I already know because I had this discussion with the DEP. Everybody's going to paint this as me picking on the guy who lost everything. I'm not picking on him. I'm defending my house. I have a voicemail on my phone that was sent today where the comment is, quote, everything over there is clean, so whatever's coming into our house, you don't know what's coming into our house, but it's not coming from there. How can they make a statement like that? This is the car that was in our driveway September 28th when they tore it down. There's the back of it. That was all in our house, too. Hold on a minute. There's one of my purifiers on the night of the demolition. Every single one of them was like that. I explained in my videos, if anybody's paying attention, and the DEP listened to me and agreed, you're not supposed to have to clean those at that level. You're only supposed to have to clean the pre-filter. So for what to get in there was smaller than the pre-filter. I'm doing this at least once a week, sometimes every couple days. If he starts moving that around without wetting it down, I want to know who wants to be liable for it. Because he's being allowed to do all this stuff because he has no insurance. So then nobody's liable. That's what's going on. And that's the predicament we're in. Nobody's liable because he has no insurance. And to me, I think our government should be helping him instead of making him do it all himself. But obviously it doesn't affect anybody but us. Because the guy in the red brick house, sorry it hit his house, he has other houses he can live in. I'm just saying. So I'm putting this out here to defend myself. My local government wants to say, look how hazed up my window. My window, that's in between our windows. That's not only from the fire, it also happened when he ripped the building down. Unsupervised demolition. I show you the unsupervised demolition footage. I made videos. All of a sudden, you can't tell me people ain't watching. I know they're watching because I've shared them with people who probably share them with everybody else. I can't see who's making the views. I appreciate people for watching this. But it's funny, I said the things I said in those videos. All of a sudden it all stopped. Then I'm being told it's because we went to the DEP. Nobody from our house ever opened an official DEP complaint. I asked my daughter, were you asked if you wanted to open up a complaint? She said no. The only people who could have opened up a DEP complaint were not in this house. Yet when I called our local government, they say I have to call the Laurel Municipal Inspections Agency, and whenever I call them, I ask them, why aren't you making them cover it up and wet it down? But I asked them nicely. I said, can you guys make them cover it up and wet it down? They start getting all snarky with me and saying because I called the DEP, they have no authority. That's totally false because I still haven't opened up a DEP complaint. I can't even talk to the person who's responsible for this category. The only people I do talk to that work for the DEP, especially the people involved in mining, and isn't that funny because my government, back when I was complaining about the dirt called coal burners, tried to paint it like I'm trying to shut down coal, and that's not what I'm trying to shut down at all. I'm trying to shut down people being idiots, operating in a way that's totally permeating the walls of neighboring houses. So, unsupervised demolition, car almost gets hit, pedestrian with the dog, you're going to see bicycles ride by right there. 11:29:54 the bikes go by. He's just taking his time. My wife, I didn't know my wife was down there. I wasn't even paying attention to this. I knew my cameras were going to catch it all. As long as somebody doesn't take the power out. And, well, 11:29:58, it doubled back. Okay, so we're 11:30:01, 11:30:04, 11:30:05, 11:30:06, 7, 8, 9, 11:30:11, 11:30:12, 11:30:15, 11:30:16, 11:30:17, 11:30:20, 11:30:22, 24, 25, 11:30:29, 11:30, 32, 11:30, 33, 34, 11:30, 39, 40. It's 11:30, 44. How much time do I have in this? He's gone. He's down the road there. 11:30, 50. He's cleared the area. We'll give it 11:30, 40. Clock's still running. 11:31, 11:31:02. So we said 11:30, 40. 31, 12, 13, 14, 15, 11, 31, 16, 17, 18, boom, 19. So we're going to say that he missed the pedestrian by less than a minute and missed a car by less than 2 seconds. And thankfully, no other traffic was coming the other way. This thing stopped. My local representative's office says that they don't know how any dust from that, any dirt, dust, or anything from that demolition is getting into our house. They don't know how you're getting stuff in the dust, but it's not coming from there, she said on the voicemail to me today. I could play it. I might on another video. Because I'm so tired of this. You know, this is all going to be like me being mean to the guy, all right, that had the fire. I think it's terrible that the government's not doing anything to help him. And he has to do it all by himself. I think it's terrible. Well, you might think it's terrible I'm making these videos. Well, let's watch the demolition dust. I left a message back saying research demolition dust. Because first of all, the DEP agreed with me. They cannot understand. You see all that coming over to my house? They said that they cannot understand how a local government would say that the DEP is going to stop them from making sure that's covered while they're testing for asbestos. The rumors all around town are testing for asbestos. Yet the local government's telling me that we tied their hands because we called the DEP. None of us ever called the DEP as far as opening up an official complaint. And the DEP's telling me they can't tie the local government's hands. So now I get my district representative Kephart involved by calling. First I kind of got their feathers ruffled because they first told me that they can't deal with this because it's not a state issue. And I'm like, well, I guess I'm supposed to call McCormick or Fetterman. So that got the feathers ruffled. She says she's going to get on it. And now I'm getting this message today saying that the owner of the building, the rubble, the owner of the lot came in, filled out a bunch of papers because the DEP got back with their test results. There's no asbestos. And that he's given the go-ahead. He can just start tearing down. He said he's going to keep it covered. I hope so. Where's the cover at? And he's going to follow their guidelines to do the rest of it. First of all, I think people should be helping them. I'm sorry I can't. And that's easy for me to sit here and say, I'm sorry I can't. I'm here to tell you that if I owned that red house, I'd say, I'd give them all my hoses that would make it. And I'd say, here, I don't think I can run a hose across the street. Or I would. To protect my house, I'd stand there and hose down that stuff. If he'd let me. I haven't gone and talked to him for years because the last conversation we had, we almost got in a fight. But it wasn't me and him. It was me and his brother. I actually really like Travis. I shouldn't be mentioning names. I really like him. I feel bad about the whole thing. But nobody understands what we're going through. And anything coming over is still getting in. Why? Well, I don't know how any of that stuff's getting in your house. Maybe because you don't understand balloon framing. Especially this Rural Municipal Inspections Agency. They should know if they're authorizing all this building code stuff. And they authorize this. If they are the people that everybody has to go to for making sure things are in code, then they should understand that the red brick house, I guarantee you, has the same balloon frame construction I do because it was built in the same era mine was. So any borough officials who want to say, get new windows, they're all full of crap. They're just ignorant. Can you recall a thread where I inquired about demolition dust coming into our house? Keywords now, demolition dust, because we're not even going to talk about asbestos anymore. Demolition dust is still toxic. It's still a health hazard, especially if people have asthma and other issues. And it's getting into my attic and it's coating all the new insulation that the insurance company paid for. Then it's going to come down to the ballooning and further contaminate all of the insulation in my house because of the balloon frame construction. Then it's getting through all the hollow areas in the floors and in the walls, the interior, and ending up anywhere like here this morning. I had to run 2 sharps just to be able to sit here without being totally irritated in my sinuses. This is all butt covering they're doing. Well, I don't know how it's getting over to your house. Tell you what, I'm going to play it so everybody knows I'm not making it up. Hopefully I do this right.
He had everything tested and everything is clear. There's nothing in the rubble from the fire. So
Wait a minute. There's nothing in the rubble from the fire. Well, why'd there have to be rubble?
Sure where anything's coming that's coming into your house, but it's not coming from his way.
She's not sure where anything that's coming is coming into our house. It's not coming his way, from his way. What are we dealing with?
So DEP's out of it since there's no asbestos there. So it's going to be between him and Laurel Management. And he does plan to clean it up, and I believe he does plan to tarp it in the process of while he's doing it. As for the time frame, I'm not sure what time frame Patton Borough or Laurel Management are giving him. So that would be something that would be handled through them. But as of this point, right now, DEP is no longer involved since it was a clean lab report.
It's a clean lab report. It's not dirt at all.
6210. Thanks.
It's just going to be the same thing. Phone tags. I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to play it without saying anything.
Hi, Mike. It's Amy from Representative Kephart's office. I just left a message on your home number. Travis Helbig was over with his paperwork today. He had everything tested, and everything is clear. There's nothing in the rubble from the fire. So not sure where anything's coming that's coming into your house, but it's not coming from his way. So DEP's out of it since there's no asbestos there. So it's going to be between him and Laurel Management. And he does plan to clean it up, and I believe he does plan to tarp it in the process of while he's doing it. As for the time frame, I'm not sure what time frame Patton Borough or Laurel Management are giving him, so that would be something that would be handled through them. But as of this point, right now, DEP is no longer involved since it was a clean lab report. Have you?
Okay. She's even saying Laurel Management, so I'm not the only person saying it wrong. There's so many Laurel this, Laurel that, but it's Laurel Municipal Inspections Agency. What did we get out of that? They're trying to tell me that anything coming into my house isn't anything to worry about. And they're also saying that anything is coming into my house, it's not coming from over there. And they also said anything in that rubble is not from the fire. Well, I got the wrong stuff on because of the way YouTube works. Wait a minute. So my house is directly downwind from the rubble, but the rubble has nothing to do, nothing in that rubble is from the fire. So in other words, that's what she said. Why do you have to tear it down then? I know, man. Honestly, here's the bottom line. He didn't have any insurance. I'm sorry he had the fire, but because he didn't have any insurance, we're totally screwed as far as getting our house fully remediated for what we have to go through with an insurance company. I explained all that. And then somehow it was arranged that he rents this stuff from, I should say the name of the place he got it from. And this little municipal inspections agency authorizes him to tear it down. We thought an excavator was doing it, but now it's what we're hearing around town is the excavator let him do it. And so then he has no insurance. He's judgment proof once again. All this information is getting sent to my insurance company because I need to get my house clean. And now my district representative's office is telling me that nothing is coming into our house. She doesn't know how anything's getting into our house that's not coming from there. Can you see that? Do you think I'm making it up that every time he moves it around without wetting it down, it's coming into our house? This is going to get interesting because I got a video log of everything. And if people don't like that I'm putting it out here and showing you what's going on, it's a civil suit.
You know me to play here. You take the first two verses and then